What's going on, everyone? BouseFeenux here with some fresh news for you, and we've got a few topics today. We'll be taking a look at what people are already saying about Final Fantasy 15. I finally got a chance to play the Division Survival, and everyone's favorite online shopping day is finally here. We've got some ground to cover, so let's hop in. First up, Final Fantasy 15 releases tomorrow after being in development for roughly 10 years. For those of you that aren't into Final Fantasy games, this is a pretty big deal. I mean, just look at your Twitter feed if you have one. Pretty much everyone is talking about this right now. Anyway, the review embargo has been lifted, and pretty much every major gaming publication from Game Informer to Conan O'Brien has gotten their filthy Dorito-stained fingers on the game and played it. So, what's everyone saying about it? Well, Final Fantasy 15, for all intents and purposes, seems to be doing pretty well. Currently, it's sitting at an 86 out of 100 on Metacritic, GameSpot gave it an 8 out of 10, and IGN is giving it an 8.2 out of 10. Now, to be honest, most people, including myself, could give a shit about what major publications have to say about a game that some of us have been waiting for a decade to play, because we're gonna check it out regardless of what the reviews say, but I still think it's interesting to hear the opinions on something like this, and maybe you do too. So basically, I'll go ahead and summarize the general reception of the game to save you the trouble of wading through all the different review sites. Generally, people are saying that the story is a little on the shallow side. The combat is pretty good, except for when it isn't, and in that case, it's supremely frustrating. The interaction between Noctis, the game's main character, and his brothers-in-arms is pretty great, and the car in the game is pretty awesome. Now, from what I can gather, Final Fantasy 15 seems to focus on a lot more of the real-life side of things this time around, because you need to eat, sleep in hotels, and set up camps to rest, along with other various and sundry things. In the future, I'd really like to pick this game up and experience it for myself, but for now, I just wanted to share with you what the big cheeses of the gaming industry were saying about it. Moving on though, another hot topic as of late has been the massive revival in Ubisoft's The Division. This game pretty much flopped at launch, but through various updates and constant community feedback, the game seems to be back on its feet again, and a lot of people, including Total Biscuit, are talking about it. I myself actually did a little video on it here recently where we talked about the new survival mode, and after a few hours of playing the game, I finally gained access to the new mode and played a few rounds of it. It's fucking awesome. It feels a lot like DayZ or H1Z1 King of the Hill, but with a shit ton more quality. The Division comes from a AAA studio and it shows. The mechanics are polished, the gameplay is hectic and fun, and losing all of your progress because someone shot you in the face is absolutely devastating. As far as criticism goes, I feel like there should be something that brings players more to a central point in the map. For instance, there's a raging blizzard going on during survival mode, and you've got to find warm clothes and hide in buildings so you don't suffer from hypothermia. What they should do is increase the intensity of the blizzard or something so that it forces players to the center of the match, because after the first 8 or so people die, you're kind of just wandering around for a bit, and unless you're like me and you're pretty much always one of those 8 players that goes first, survival mode is going to lose some of its urgency for you. The last thing, of course, is the matchmaking. It takes forever to get into a game, but hopefully they'll figure out a way to streamline that process. As a whole though, overall, pick this game up now while it's on sale if you've been on the fence. I said it in my last video, and I'll say it again, this title is totally worth it now. And our last little piece of news for the day, everyone's favorite online holiday, Cyber Monday, is in full swing. Tons of online retailers, gaming platforms, and other virtual shops are putting out all sorts of deals, including the Xbox Design Lab, where you can design your own Xbox One controller complete with free laser engraving of a message of your choice and free shipping. So if you're looking for computer components like solid-state drives, monitors, or peripherals like mice, keyboards, or controllers, today is your day to get them for dirt cheap. But that's gonna do it for today's roundup, folks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like down below to inflate my ego and help me out here on YouTube. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here. If I get enough subscribers, I won't have to tell you that you can buy a loot crate to support the channel by clicking the link in the description below and using code BouseFeenux for 10% off. I mean, it'd be terrible if I had to tell you guys that, wouldn't it? Until next time though, I'm BouseFeenux, I'll see you at the next video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.